everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is currently Monday the 22nd of September. Now guys, the day had finally come. The day that I go home, I grabbed my SD card from the camera, I uploaded it to my desktop, and I deleted all the footage that I had recorded on Friday. I couldn't believe it. There were two folders, one that was old and then one was for season 6, which we are currently on, and I deleted the season 6 episode. I don't know why. I think I was just so used to the old one that, so once you delete it from an SD card, it permanently deletes, and there was no way, and I wasn't gonna do any like mumbo jumbo. I was like, you know what, let me just re-record with this video, and then I'm going to do another video, and that'll be the weekly vlog for Monday through Friday, because I do miss my weekly vlog. So I'm going to talk about everything that I talked about on Friday. I even have a little screenshot and I put it on my Google Keep so I would not forget what I actually said, and I will upload that today on Monday, and then on Friday you guys will see a weekly vlog, which is going to be a very exciting week because we did our Alameda. So that's a little hint. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Let's go, guys. The first thing that I talked about was my module 1 test. Now we got some great news and some bad news. The great news is I did have more students pass. If you look at it, we had 20 out of 56 pass this time, and then only 14 had passed the mid-module test that we took about 2 weeks ago. The bad news is a lot of students still failed, but there is some growth. Let me show you a little bit of what I mean. So look at, for example, now did some unfortunately go down, but look at this growth here: 64 to 73, 36 to 60. That's still failing, but that's almost a 30-point increase. 70 to 91, 50 to 55. This one went down, so I need to work with these ones. 4 to 27, 27 to 27, 25 to 35% overall. And then look at these ones, 70. Now again, some did go down. I need to work with them. We got our first 100 of the school year, 64 to 70. Even like this student got one more points. We got 50 to 73. We got 55 to 50. Oh my goodness. So I definitely need to work with my second class because a lot of them went down. 45 to 77. We got some great ones, 27 to 55. This one had 30 to 45%, so 15-point increase. This one was 10-point increase. Percentage, I should say. This student I still have not gotten to finish, but this one, 25 to 37. Same here. We had more people got 70s, 40 to 73, 64. So like I said, there is increase, there is growth. It's just they're so low that their growth is still failing them, if I'm saying that correctly. And this one went from 18 to 24%. This one is with my 17 students. So I do love the way that I am conditioning it, so that way the reds and the yellows and the oranges and the blues and the greens really stand out who is who are consistent. Like these are consistent. We have some growth here, and then we can definitely tell the orange is closer to the red. So if you get orange and red, that means you're more of my low to low high kids. The yellow to greens are my mid to high kids, and my blues and greens are my really high to really advanced kids, like almost ready for 5th grade. And you can just consistently see if they keep getting red, they're just not really growing at all within a certain range. And these are my tier 3, like my low students. I'm really gonna work on my orange and my yellows because I think I can make the most progress with them, especially the ones that went from red to orange or red to yellow. For example, like these ones, I want to work with them, and then these ones right here, I want to work with them as well. We have these ones, I'm gonna work with these ones. So that's pretty much what I talked about on Friday. Now the biggest update that I wanted to show you guys that I'm really excited on how it turned out is the bookshelf. Here we go, guys. Final result. I am absolutely in love with how it turned out. Thank you guys so much for your suggestions and your comments and just the visions that I both agree on. It worked out so well. So underneath here, I did put everything with Velcro dots that I did get from my Amazon wish list. And inside we have all of those bins and totes that are used for measurement. And that way we can just snap it shut. And it looks so good. Now this side does get a little bit wrinkly, but all I have to do is just tuck that in. We still have the table trays in case any students want to use them, and I did tell the students that they're still allowed to use them. They just have to put them back very carefully. I can even decorate the top part. I can put some flowers, I can put some Halloween or some fall decorations, I can put like a little Christmas tree, so just imagine the vibe. I can even put a little lamp because there is an outlet right here, but I do have my pencil lamp that my mom made for me, so I am loving how this looks. It did give a lot more space because this whole thing was blocked off, but now students are able to squeeze by just a little bit. And I love that it doesn't take up a lot of my small group area because my volunteer does pull out the small group towards this area. I do need to have these two desks move all the way up so she can pull them out. The next thing I wanted to show you on Friday was I did reorganize this cart. So now I decided to take off the 3 dividers and put this one on its back and this one on its side because we don't really use this one as much as these ones. And then down here I still have the 3 dividers, and I'm using these for my data folders, and I did talk to the kids about how to use them, and we did go ahead and put our mid-module and our module 1 grades on there, as well as our growth goals. And then this is my homeroom, my 2nd class, and my 3rd class. This is what the back area looks like. It does look like a lot of books, but truth be told, module 2 is only 9 lessons and this one is module 3, so I just feel like they're going to start decluttering and being a lot less visible once the school year kind of kicks up. But I love that there is an empty desk now. So if I ever need to separate or put things, maybe a pizza party comes up, because there's not a lot of extra room in here for like parties. We have this area that I'm using, and I'm going to show in my weekly vlog what this is. But if we ever do have a pizza party, there's not a lot of room besides this. And if we're not using our small group, I usually will use this one. And then now we do have an additional table for any parties or cupcakes or any surprises that may pop up, because you know they will. The second to last thing I wanted to show you was this section over here. I am going to go home and create a class picture for the first one. I have lots of pictures from August and September, and I want the kids to start realizing, and this will be nice for open house, which is this Thursday. But if we look over here, so now it's completely empty. I love the way this looks. I mean, it just looks so much cleaner and so much less clutter, and I just love that there is now an open pathway. There's nothing to block it or the students have to walk around, because there was a couple times when the students were walking that they were kind of hit their toe. So now there is no chance of them hitting their toe except for like right there, but kids are not that clumsy. Quick update before I show you the last thing. We do have a Hispanic Heritage Month banner. I loved putting this up last year, and I wanted to represent a little bit of Hispanic heritage culture in my classroom. Now, we have come to the last thing, and I'm so excited on how it looks. I am loving every part of it. It is the computer cards. Look at this gorgeous type A beautifulness. It is absolutely gorgeous. So let me go ahead and explain how this works. I have a student roster up here on the door. Each student is assigned a number. So I have 3 classes, which means 3 students share a computer. My homeroom, my 2nd class, and my 3rd class. So 3 students will share 84, and so on. Now, my highest class has 21 students, so this is how far they go. However, if we get a new student, they will get this laptop, or they most likely will share, because I have 17 students in one. Most likely they will get number 18 and be like the 3rd student who gets that laptop. The dark pink ones are the extra ones, so these ones are not going to be used by the students. We may use them in case of testing days, or we may use them in case one computer breaks down or it's not working. But for now, the light pink are the ones that are currently assigned to students except for number 22, and then everything else are extras. I used the same labels that I used for my pencils, and I wrapped it all around the side, and I did go ahead and put the number on the side as well. I tried to make sure not to block the air vent so that way no heating happens. And then I took the same label and I actually cut it in half. So this one and this one are actually one label, but they're cut in half. And so that way I'm teaching the students, and it does give them a little bit of time to just slide it in with their number, and then at the end of the day we go ahead and plug them in, because we don't want to keep overcharging them, because that's when the battery deteriorates. And I am going to actually turn them off in about 10 minutes when I leave, because we actually are recommended to charge them in the morning and then during dismissal and right before we leave for the day, because we don't want overcharging. I can keep the doors open until Friday, then I officially do have to lock them, but I can keep them open for now, so that way throughout the week we're not just opening and closing. And plus, if I'm ever absent, I don't want that issue of they can't access it without the key. Now the key currently is back here, but I am going to put it in my desk area so it's a little bit more safe and secure. But for now I just wanted to mess around with the cables, because a lot of them are a little bit looser like this, and a little bit are tighter, more like these over here. So I'm trying to play around with the cables to kind of adjust them and make it work for us. By the way, I forgot to mention, but this is the brand that I'm currently using. I did get this off my Amazon wish list. I can't remember the name, but I'll put it right here towards the bottom. These are attached with a fabric curtain. I normally used to use these for my bulletin boards back in the day when we used to have them, but now I'm using them more for fabric and just for things on the wall, such as this one and this one. All these are connected through Velcro dots, so I was running out, so thank you so much. And in the morning they did fall down, but I just stuck it back up there and they seem to have held on. I am going to put these in the fabric / miscellaneous bin, but I will do that when I actually get a chance, because I want to go home pretty soon. So I'll leave that there. Unfortunately, it does not fit in like one of these totes, because I used to have Velcro dots like right here, but it doesn't fit because it's in like a package. So I'm gonna have to put it in this one just for now, so that's perfectly fine. So that was pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and let this video go so I can upload it for you guys, and you guys can watch those updates, because I know I was stressing about this bookshelf and about how like those books were looking, but I am finally loving how it looks. I'm so happy with how it turned out. So finally I feel like my brain is a little bit more peace of mind. I'm gonna go ahead and start my weekly vlog, so keep in mind for that one. Bye guys.